We're in the latter days. Perilous times are here. I want to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And, this is what we've been warning, for years concerning, our women, in which we always quote Isaiah, the 32nd chapter, rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters. Many days and years shall you be troubled. And, you start to see, all type of atrocities being done to these women. And it's only going to get worse because right now you still can call the law. You still have law enforcement. You can contact, the authorities. So you still have men that can come to your aid. But there's going to be a point in time when there's going to be all out anarchy, which means lawlessness, and you won't have access to that. And that's going to make a lot of our women vulnerable. This is why you need to be up under the protection of a man of the Lord. All right. And these type of things, which I'm getting ready to play, are happening while things are still, basically you still got law enforcement. And, men are just acting off of impulse. They're really not caring anymore. And they're just doing shit. And, our people, they're wicked as hell. All right. So let me play this report, and this is based in Philadelphia. All right, Jake is they're waxing worse and worse, but it tells you that in Matthew the 24th chapter that because of iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So niggas don't care anymore. So let me play this report, and then I'm gonna get some scriptures.
Developing tonight, an early morning rape reported at a SEPTA station, and the suspect is still on the loose tonight. Our Ellen Kaloje was there and has the latest on the investigation.
A plea from police for the public's help to catch a man they say is armed and dangerous. Now, we talked to the victim's friends at the scene. They say she's out of the hospital and doing okay physically, but she's obviously traumatized by what happened.
We want the public's help to make sure that we can find this male in that gray sweatshirt, on that bike with that description. We want him, and we want to know who he is, where he is, and we're going to go out and get him.
Philadelphia police say this man showed up at 4:30 this morning at the SEPTA station at Broad and Snyder, held a gun to a man and his girlfriend when she was trying on clothes, and demanded her boyfriend watch while he raped her.
I wouldn't expect anybody to intervene when a gun is pointed at you. I mean, everybody's safety is paramount in this situation. It is a traumatic event that occurred down in that platform, and it's concerning to us, and we want the public's help.
Police say the man in his early 20s took off on a bike. He was wearing a gray NASA hooded sweatshirt, black pants, white sneakers, and a medical mask. People who take that subway every day cannot believe how dangerous things have gotten in their neighborhood.
What goes to my mind is just tragic. It's sad that we have to go through this. Nobody's safe. It's still sad that you can't even step out your door.
Fear, just constant fear. We have to live in constant fear. Fear for our kids. No childhood.
I've never seen nothing like it. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. All the way up to K&A, down to here, all over. So I really don't know what to say. I'm speechless, you know what I mean? I just hope they catch him and he gets what he deserves.
Now, police say if you know anything about this case, to please call 911. And they're also reminding everyone to play it safe and to be extra careful if you're taking public transportation, and to be extra aware of your surroundings.
And that's why the scriptures say to be circumspect. You can get caught slipping out here, man. We're in raw fucking times. You can get caught slipping. Be circumspect, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Jake they got caught slipping. All right. Why in the hell would you be on a public platform, I don't care what time of the day it was, I don't care how early, how late it was, why the fuck would you be on a public platform like a subway station platform trying on clothes? There's all type of pervs and homeless people luring around in the streets during that time. Why would you put yourself in that situation? They did not use any discernment, man. All right. And that's not to, victim blame, but they were slipping. That wasn't wise at all, man. Okay. But as far as the Jake that did that, he's worthy of death. This man literally pointed a gun at the husband so he can have his way with his wife. That's wicked as all hell, man. The scriptures tell you about our people. Let me get Isaiah 1. It's Isaiah 1 and verse 4. And it says, "Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers." That's all. Our people are evil, man. Their deeds, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. You're gonna force yourself on another man's wife, all right, and have the man at gunpoint so that he doesn't interfere. That's straight up wickedness. It's fucked up because you got a gun in your face. So, what could you really do? Any of us can say what we would do or should do in that moment. That's a woulda, coulda, shoulda type of situation where you thinking that, hey, but in the moment you got a gun pointed at you, man. Jake thinking, well, you gonna find a time to get the drop on him, snatch the gun out of his hand like Jackie Chan in Rush Hour, and beat the pistol whip the brakes off of him like Kane did Chauncey in Minister Society. You don't know how that could have went. All right, that was a fucked up situation, man. All right, me, in thinking in the spirit, because part of you, you will definitely want to react carnal, and that's your woman. That's your wife is your glory. You want to protect her at all costs. But a lot of men die, off of carnal reactions. And there was nothing that Jake could have really done in that moment. But being in the spirit, us, being in this truth, we would have sent them up, man. Right in that moment, we would have, I know I would have sent them up. All right. I would have sent them up to the Lord. And who knows what would have happened in that moment, especially if you were a man of the Lord. Like you had examples of men trying to, it was a Canaanite king that tried to take Sarah from Abraham, and Abraham had to pretend that she was his sister and instead of his wife, and the Lord ended up plaguing his ass in his dream. And he figured it out and was like, "Hey, why you trying to get me killed? Why'd you lie? I didn't know that was your wife." Because Sarah was fair to look upon. Our people are wicked as hell, man. I'm gonna finish this verse and then get a couple more precepts. It says, "They have forsaken the Lord, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are going away backwards." Our people are gone. Just out there, just doing the most. And you, Jake, you're being made the face of crime all throughout Babylon. Because in that same city, just a couple weeks ago, you had some Apostle Rechad calls them test tube GMO babies, all right, grimy little rodents. They attacked a 73-year-old elderly man in the street and killed him, put him, murdered him. And then on the West Coast, you got Jake doing all type of, they doing a bunch of looting, breaking into vehicles, taking jewelry, taking stuff, smashing grabs. They robbing people in daylight, broad day. So you already know what that's going to do. That's going to send signals to Esau, your enemy. And pretty soon, all right, them troops, robot dogs, drones with mounted weapons on them, that's going to be your ops, Jake. That's going to be your ops. Okay? Then what you're going to do? And the Lord's going to sit back and allow Esau to get it in on you niggas, man. Was that Isaiah 10? Yeah, Isaiah 10, verse 5. It says, "O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. I will send him against an hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge." The Lord's going to have wrath on you niggas, man. All right. Ezekiel 9:4, that the death angel passing through, go in the midst of Jerusalem and smite, and don't even spare, man. All right. It says to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. Okay. And that's going to happen, man. The Lord's going to allow this devil to get his way. It's going to be some of you who the Lord's going to raise up to get in that rebellious spirit. You're going to turn your spirit up. It's going to be blood on both sides, but a lot of you niggas going to get mowed down because you ain't right. That was a wicked act, man. And that was another man's wife. You don't do that. Imagine if that was a man of the Lord and he actually cried out to the Lord, man. If he cried out, the scriptures say, was that Psalms 37? Or it might be, let me see. Or it might be Psalms 34. Yeah, let me go to Psalms 34th chapter. Yeah, Psalms 34, verse 15. And it says, the eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. Right? I'm going to just keep reading. It says, the face of the Lord is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. All right? That's why I said initially, reacting spiritually instead of carnally, which if reacting carnally would have probably got me put to death. Any brother in that situation could have got put to death. So it's, because a lot of Jake hearing this story, they probably, lost, they would lose respect for a guy who failed to protect his women under a situation like that. Jake be willing to, get put to death. But you got to, think spiritually, man. The Lord could have, on your behalf, especially if you cried out to him, I believe the Lord would intervene. Okay? The Lord could have sent a Asmodeus, he would have sent Asmodeus down, which if y'all not, you brothers and sisters, if you ain't familiar with it, read the story of Tobit, the book of Tobit. All right, there was a demon, an evil spirit named Asmodeus that prevented 7 men from marrying Sarah. Which she was promised to Tobias, if I'm not mistaken. But before he was able to consummate the marriage with her, 7 men were betrothed to her. And in the night that they went into the marriage chamber, that evil spirit came down and put him to death before they even slid into her. Let me get a quick precept. Sirach 35 and verse 16, it says, he that serveth the Lord shall be accepted with favor, and his prayer shall reach unto the clouds. The prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds until it come nigh, he will not be comforted, and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment. And the Lord is righteous in his judgments, man. All right, and that nigga, he won't get away with that. You see? But like, I'm making the point that, a man of the Lord, he would naturally cry out to the Lord in that moment. Even if he didn't do it, outwardly with his voice, at least in my mind, I know I would have been sending them up. I would have been sending them up like crazy, man. Oh, that's cowardice. You think the Most High is just gonna come down? That's the Most High. All right, well, you, Mr. Tough Guy. All right, maybe you know martial arts. Maybe you because you've been watching a lot of movies. Maybe you would have disposed that guy and stripped the gun from him. All right, you would have like that one Jake from Detroit, the one that he went viral. A lot of people made mock videos on TikTok about those survival tactics on how to subdue your enemy when he got you at gunpoint. Jake making all type of parody videos of trying the same stunts, and next thing you know, you in the spiritual realm. Yeah, man. Don't try to because Jake with Dave Chappelle called it when keeping it real goes wrong. You already see the Lord is already making examples out of Jake. That's intervening in domestic situations, man. A lot of dudes getting hurt, a lot of dudes getting put to death trying to jump into situations between a man and a woman. We know ultimately the Lord is judging a lot of these women out here too, because they've had it very easy, a very comfortable, very elevated, pedestalized. So a lot of judgments coming down on these women too. So, that's just what's going on. And the prophecy said that it would happen, man. All right. Wives shall be ravished. That's in Isaiah 13:16. Houses shall be spoiled, and women or men's wives shall be ravished. Okay. And this woman in particular, she got ravished publicly. In public at a damn train station. Just imagine when there's lawlessness and there's nobody to call. What would have happened? Okay. And as far as the nigga that did that, let's go to that law. Let's go to the controversial law, where a lot of guys got an issue with it. It is Deuteronomy 22. And I'm going to just go straight to the point, because you already know when we go into this law, it's breaking down 3 different scenarios. The first scenario is basically adultery, because the women in these first couple scenarios are betrothed. They're either married or betrothed to a husband. The last scenario is a woman that's not betrothed. She's not promised to no man. This woman in this particular situation, she was literally with her husband. So that's rape and adultery. So let's get the law on it, and this is what should happen. This is what should be done to the nigga when he gets caught, if they haven't caught him already. Deuteronomy 22 and 25, and it says, "But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her," and in this case, she's on a damn subway station platform, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. So that's the law. Instead of putting this nigga in prison, that nigga's supposed to die. Really, the husband deserved to put that nigga out, put his lights out. But in society, you can't take matters into your own hands. You can't get your own justice. Esau got to be the one to do it for you. But hey, if they catch this nigga and they put him in the prison, they gonna learn what happened. Them niggas in there, they gonna find out what happened. And usually rapists and pedophiles, they usually get their issue in there. They getting their ass tortured to the point where the suspect, the criminal that did those acts, he damn near want to commit suicide if not do end up committing suicide, because they do not respect those two major crimes, you know, touching little children and rape. Them niggas, they'll kill you in there. You know, 25, it says, but if a man find a damsel in the field and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her. And which in this situation, her husband was there, but he was in a fucked up situation and couldn't save her. You know. So that guy, he got to be put out. Okay. And then, you know, you read the next scriptures, which is the most controversial part. Now, if that woman didn't have a man at all, the man who did that, he would be liable to marry that woman, and she has to be his wife. Now, you gonna say that the Most High is wicked for that? What you gonna say? And that's what basically, this is what we've been saying the whole time. But this woman in question, she had a husband, so that was wicked, and he's worthy of death. All right. So hey, we in raw times, man. Shit like that is gonna be happening, man. Iniquity is gonna abound. The love of many is gonna wax cold. So you're not safe. All right. We're already in the midst of all type of crisis, and that's only gonna amplify this lawless behavior in our people. No food, you know, the cost of everything is you know, shooting up. You know, it's going, and right now the dollar is gaining back traction, but eventually it's just gonna, you know, this is just the calm before the storm. They're gonna eventually pull the plug, collapse this whole system, and that's when it's gonna really get wild. You see all the protesting and the rioting, because they're already in straits. They're already feeling the travail, but it's gonna come over here, and it's gonna get wild, man. Okay. So, yeah, our people are wicked as hell, man. But this is what we're gonna be seeing. Okay. Many days and years shall you be troubled. Okay. So anyway, you know, I just thought I'd, you know, go into that. You know, Lord willing, this was edifying. Give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And until the next lesson, Shalom.